The United Kingdom has officially denied Economic Freedom Fighters EFF leader Julius Malema a visa, citing his political views as incompatible with the country's public interest. The decision has sparked sharp criticism from the EFF, which labeled the move a blatant act of political censorship and a violation of democratic principles. The EFF national spokesperson, Sinao Tambo, confirmed that the party received a written correspondence from the British government explaining the decision to bar Malema from entering the UK. According to Tambo, the UK Home Office stated that Malema's vocal stance on the Israel-Palestine conflict and his race-conscious political rhetoric were central to the visa denial. Tambo said the UK has effectively banned the president of the EFF due to his position in relation to genocide of the Palestinian people and his expressed support for the resistance movement fighting against the genocidal Israel regime, as well as his position on racial inequality in South Africa. The British government further noted that Malema's presence in the UK will not be conducive to the public good, a phrase commonly used in immigration law to justify exclusions on security, ideological or diplomatic grounds. Malema has been scheduled to speak at Cambridge University earlier this year, but his travel plans were disrupted when his visa application was rejected, initially under the guise of administrative reasons. The EFF condemned the UK's actions, accusing the government of undermining the very democratic values it claims to uphold. Tambo said this is not only cowardice by the UK, but also a stifling of democratic debate. It is a pathetic expression of intolerance for those who hold different views from the UK administration and its monarchy. He went further, drawing historical parallels between Britain's colonial past and its present actions, and said this country, with its blood-stained imperialist history built on the backs of African people, now seeks to silence a democratically elected leader because he refuses to be apologetic about the truth. In its letter, the UK Home Office said, "Reasons for refusal: you have applied for visa to visit the UK. In deciding whether you meet the requirements of Appendix of the immigration rules of visitors, I have considered your application and any additional relevant information have provided with it your immigration history. The decision: you applied for a visit visa to the UK on the 10th of April 2025 under Apex V of immigration rules. A person who wishes to visit the UK must meet the requirements set out in the Appendix V. In deciding whether you meet these requirements, I have considered your application and any additional relevant information you have provided with it. The applicant must not fall for refusal under Part 9, Paragraph 9.3.1 of the Immigration Rules. An application for entry clearance, permission to enter or permission to stay must be refused where the applicant's presence in the UK is not conducive to the public good because of their conduct, character, associations, or other reasons, including convictions which do not fall within the criminality ground. The suitability non-conducive grounds for refusal or cancellation of entry clearance or permission, version 3.0, 16 January 2024, considers that the person's presence in the UK may be considered not conducive to the public good if the individual has been involved in unacceptable behavior, including past or current extremist behavior. Unacceptable behavior covers an individual who uses any means or medium to express views which incite, justify, or glorify terrorist violence in furtherance of belief. The current UK government definition of extremist considered the extremist can incite hatred, erode our democratic institutions, social capital, and cohesion. Extremist is the promotion or advance of an ideology based on violence, hatred, or intolerance that aims to achieve three aims. Aim 1, relevant to this decision, is characterized by behavior against a group or members of it that seeks to neglect or destroy their rights to live equally under the law and free of fear, threat, violence, and discrimination. This includes using, threatening, inciting, justifying, glorifying, or excusing violence towards a group to dissuade them from using their legally defined rights and freedoms. I note that you are the founder and the leader of the South African political party, the Economic Freedom Fighters, I have considered your past immigration history to the UK, including the fact that you have previously held visas to travel here. Under the Terrorism Act 2000, the Home Security may prescribe an organization if they believe it is concerned in terrorism and it is proportionate to do so. Prescription makes it a criminal offense to, amongst other things, invite support for a prescribed organization or express an opinion or belief that is supportive of a prescribed organization. I note that the Hamas prescription was extended in November 2021 and that the UK government states that Hamas commits and participates in terrorism. I further note that Hezbollah was prosecuted in March 2019 and that the group in its entity is assessed to be concerned in terrorism. The UK government states that Hezbollah is committed to armed resistance to the State of Israel and that it supports terrorism in Iraq and Palestinian terrorists. I know that you have made statements in support of Hamas, an organization who are prescribed in the United Kingdom. In an address outside the Israel embassy on the 23rd of October 2023, days after the October 7th attack on Israel, stated that when your political party took over following the 2024 South African elections, that you were going to arm Hamas and make sure Hamas got the necessary equipment to fight for their freedom. During this same address, you state that Hamas had no option but to fight for their freedom. Additionally, in October 2023, you posted on the EFF's X site in relation to the events on October 7th that there is nothing wrong Hamas did. In April 2024, the EFF, the political party which you lead, posted on X that the Palestinian people have the fullest right to take up arms against apartheid Israel and that the EFF supports the armed struggle of Hamas and Hezbollah. In another interview in October 2024, you argue that Hamas' attack on Israel was a legitimate act of resistance, stating that Hamas legitimately resisted Israel's occupation of Palestine on that day. It was not an act of war, it was a battle for the freedom of Palestinians. Additionally, I note that you have made statements calling for the slaughter of white people or hinted that it could be an acceptable option in the future. In 2016, you said that your political party was not calling for the slaughter of white people, at least for now. In February 2022, you appeared at the South African Equality Court after previously calling for the slaughter of white people. During this appearance, the presiding judge requested that you never repeat such words in the future. You responded that, "I cannot guarantee the future. I'm not a prophet." I said that if things don't change, there will be a revolution affecting all of us, and that will include me and black people in suburbs. Those rising up from townships will accuse us of abandoning them in the squalor and in poverty. We will all be in serious trouble. It may not be me calling for the slaughter of white people, but it could be me. What will necessitate such a thing? I can't guarantee, I can't or won't call for the slaughter of white people, but why would I make a pledge to say I definitely won't call for that, I won't do it? On the same day as the above statement, you posted on the EFF's X site that when the time comes and the conditions on the grounds necessitates that arms must be taken, we will do so without hesitation. I consider that the above statements, in particular the fact that you have justified the actions of prescribed terrorist organization and stated your intention to support and arm them, means your presence in the UK is not conducive to the public good. I note that we have not seen any information that indicates that you have spoken out against Hamas or the actions they have undertaken. Taking the above into this account, your presence in the UK has been assessed as non-conducive to the public good on the grounds of your conduct, character, and associations. What makes it undesirable to grant you entry to the UK? I consider that the above statements, notably a political party would arm a prescribed organization, and other statements you make justifying the actions of prescribed terrorist organizations, means your presence in the UK is not conducive to the public good. Summary: your presence in the UK has been assessed as not conducive to the public goods, grounds of your conduct, character, and associations. Accordingly, I refuse you entry clearance to the UK under paragraph 9.3.1 of Part 9 of the Immigration Rules. Read with appendix visit. V3.1 Further applications. In relation to this decision, there is no right of appeal or right to administrative review. Any future UK visa applications you make will be considered on their individual merits. However, you are likely to be refused unless your personal circumstances change significantly between you and your next application. You provide compelling new evidence with your next application. Malema's rhetoric has attracted global attention and criticism. President Donald Trump called for his arrest, accusing him of inciting racial hatred. Trump's remarks came after footage of Malema chanting "Kill the Boer" was broadcast during a high-profile press event at the White House. More recently, tech mogul Elon Musk called for Malema to be declared an international criminal over his political commentary. Malema's response, defiance, said, "I'm so happy to be an international criminal. Do you even know why? Because Nelson Mandela was declared one too, for fighting for the rights of our people. If joining the ranks of Nelson Mandela means being criminalized for standing up for justice, then I wear that label with pride." Despite increasing international pressure and mounting travel restrictions, Malema has remained unapologetic, insisting that he will not back down from advocating for oppressed communities worldwide. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.